Psalm chapter 122 and verse 1. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of Yahweh. Our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is builded as a city that is compact together. Whether the tribes go up, the tribes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, unto the testimony of Israel, to give thanks unto the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Shalom, peace and safety to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of the earth. My name is Akyan Yermayan, coming at y'all with another one. And before we get started, we can give all praises, honor, and the glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles at Great Millstone, who taught us his 100% truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the house of David. Okay, you men, women, and children that believe on the true powers and the true doctrine in these last days, shalom. Okay, and I'm just flowing through the spirit, man. All right, we just gonna go right through the spirit. I pulled up to work a little early today, and the spirit jumped on me to hit the record button. Okay, the scriptures speak about us, making full proof of our ministry. Okay, and ultimately we want to do as much work for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai as possible, man. When the spirit jump on you, man, just tap into it, man. Just get in there, man. And we have to, let our works let our light so shine before men. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into it, man. Let's go back to Psalm chapter 122. Psalms chapter 122 and verse 4 again. It says, rather the tribes go up. It says, the tribes of the Lord unto the testimony of Israel. You see that? You see? So ultimately what? We're here in the last days, man. Okay, and the prophet, the prophecy that the children of Israel will be risen back up, okay, it's happening right before our eyes, man. Okay, we're raising the tribes back up. As a matter of fact, since I said that, let's grab Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 19. I believe it's the verse I want. Ezekiel chapter 37 in verse, Ezekiel 37 and 19, it says, say unto them, thus saith the Lord power. It says, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, in the tribe of Israel and his fellows. So we're just talking about the northern kingdom. He's going to take the stick of the northern kingdom, okay, which would be, from Ephraim on down, all the way down to Issachar. It says, and we'll put them, it says, and we'll put them with him, okay. It says, even with the stick of Judah, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay, so that would be you so-called Negroes, you West Indians, okay, and you Haitians. Okay, so and that's what the Lord is showing us in these last days. The 12 tribes are coming back together. Okay, and we look and ultimately what we're a nation of people. Okay, we're all not gonna look nappy-headed and dark-skinned. Okay, we're a nation of people. Okay, Jacob had 4 wives, man. Okay, and he had 12 sons by 4 different women. All right, and ultimately we were scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, so we're gonna look like everything. Okay, we're gonna look like all kind of different nations. Okay, but ultimately we're a nation of people. It goes by the seed line of your father. Okay, the pedigree. Okay, what you read about that in the book of Numbers. Okay, where it says the pedigree shall be by the seed of their father. Okay, you are who your father is ultimately. So if we went over to Asia and we laid seed over there and they come out looking like Asians 500 to 1,000 years later, it's still Israelites. Okay, and you can't really tell. That's why you have to try the spirit by the spirit. But back to what I was saying, we are out on the highways and hedges with the stick. Okay, and we're bringing the tribes back together. Okay, that's a prophecy. All right, it says even the stick of Judah, and it says, and make them one stick, that they should be in one mind and one in my hand. That's right. Okay, we're out here telling you that what? Okay, you Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Y'all are our brothers, man. Okay, we all are brothers. Okay, you so-called Hispanic tribes. Okay, you are those niggas that you see. Okay, and that you probably got hate for out there in the West Coast. All right, those are your brothers, man. Okay, no matter if you like and understand and believe it or not, you see the Lord has sent his prophets to let you know what times that we're living in, man. Okay, it was a scripture that I was thinking of. What is that? Is it? Here you go right here. This is Hosea 7 and 8. It says, Ephraim have mixed himself amongst the people, you see? And this is why Ephraim look a little different, okay? Because he was mixed even more amongst the people, okay? When it says Ephraim, it's talking about the northern kingdom, okay? You Latino tribes, you Native American tribes, okay? You were mixed even more amongst the people, okay? Now, you know, I live over on the west side of Buffalo, okay? Now, I be going somewhere, and Jake, you know, Jake be trying to speak Spanish to me, man. I'd be like, no, I don't speak. I'd be like, no Espanol. You know what I'm saying? They think I'm one of them. They think I'm a Northern Kingdom brother, man. You know? Because we all do look similar. We have the same traits. We have the same, we love the same things, man. You know, some of my best friends growing up when I was younger, man, is from the tribe of Ephraim, man. And I still see them to this day. And this is before high school. And they still show me that we show each other love. It's always been like that over here in the East Coast, man. You know, Judah and Ephraim is like this, man. Judah and Ephraim, they neck and neck together, man. You know, but we understand that it is some, you know, it is some racism towards, because we think that we're different races. We think that we're separate. A lot of, you know, a lot of Northern Kingdom, they think that they're Edomites. They think that they're, you know, they black, white, and Indian mixed together. You know what I'm saying? But no, you know, you come from the tribe of Ephraim. Okay, you have a certain stock, okay, that you come from. We all come from the same father. We all have the same lineage, man. Okay, we're just different tribes. You know, we come from one of the 12 brothers of Jacob. It says, Ephraim have mixed himself amongst the people. It says Ephraim is a cake not turned, right? Because if you flip a cake, okay, if you leave a cake not turned, one side is going to be dark and one side is going to be light. And you do have, you know, you do have a certain racism between, even with the Negro tribes, man. You know, growing up in the 90s, man, you know, all the light-skinned women was adored, okay? And dark-skinned Eves despised the light-skinned woman, because most men looked at the light-skinned woman like she was gold, okay? But the more you get older, the more you start growing, you start seeing the beauty in melanin, man. You be like, man, that melanin is just hit. It just hit different, man. You know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, you know? You know, but, you know, all of it, we're beautiful as a nation. It doesn't matter what color your skin color is. That's just you know, it was just a thought that came to my mind. But ultimately, man, you know, we are the Israelites, okay? No matter what skin color we are, we look like Edomites. We look like all the nations, okay? But for the most part, we would look like a Native American, okay? We would look like a so-called Negro or a Hispanic, okay? That's, for the most part, that's what the Israelites resemble, okay? Since I said, let's get this real quick. I want to get a prophecy I was just thinking about. What is it? Damn. All right. Here we go. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2. And this is a classic, verse 30. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivity they shall remember themselves. You see that? So we've remembered ourselves, man. And what do? We go out there and we put the stick out there to show, you know, our companions what tribe they are, all right? Who you are according to the scriptures, okay? You see, those names that you're labeled, Puerto Rico, the Puerto Riches, okay, Richport, that was a label put on you. That was a name that put on you. Negroes, that was a name put on you. Okay, Afro-American, okay, Native American, that those are names that were put on you, when actually you come from a certain tribe, all right? You come from, the Lord named you, all right? You see, and that's what we're out there to do. We're out there to show you your history, you know, and it's just a beautiful thing that the Lord has chosen certain of us to do it, man, and that put a spirit in you to understand that the Lord has chosen you, man, and we don't take this truth light. Okay, you know, we've changed from carnal beings to spiritual men. Okay, the Lord has put it on our spirits to tap into spirituality, man. Okay, and we understand what spirit we're coming in, and that's the spirit of our our power. Okay, which is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay, but we understand, we love to do this, man. All right, because what better thing to do? What better thing to do that you know? This is the only true thing on earth. Okay, so ultimately the Lord is using you to fulfill what's written in the scriptures, the only true book in the earth, man. That's beautiful, man. Okay, let's get Isaiah 49 real quick. Let's get Isaiah chapter 49. I always bring this one out. This is a good one. Then we'll get another one in Jeremiah. This is this is Isaiah 45:5. It says, no, 49:5. And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. It says, though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my God shall be my strength. It says, and he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob. You see, it's nothing for the Lord to put the spirit on certain men to raise up the tribes, man. He could have been did it. Okay, he could have did it before during the early 1400s. Okay, but ultimately he had it was already written in prophecy that it had to happen in a certain time. Okay, and now that the Lord said it's a light thing, he risen you up, man. Because and I could tell it's a light thing for him, because I'm gonna give you an example why. The mindset that I was in before the spirit jumped on me is that's impossible. Sometimes I'd be like, yo, damn, you know, before I had the full understanding, I was like, how did that even happen? You know, it's because it was already written. Your journey, okay, your lot was already written that you was gonna wake up at a certain time. All right, and the Lord started taking shit away from you. You stop celebrating your birthday. You stop really wanting to be around on Christmas and all that. That's really the Lord slowly waking you up. Okay, then he put the spirit on you to understand your mission, your lot. Okay, it says, and now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be a servant and to bring Jacob again. It says, though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my power shall be my strength. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. You see that? And I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. The Lord, this is speaking about what we doing right now. Okay, the Lord, man, the Lord is, he's amazing, man. You see, hey, the words of the Lord shall stand. Okay, when the Lord say that is going to happen, okay, it's going to happen. All right, and that's, that's why we don't take this thing light, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he could have chose any other Jake. It's Jakes out here that's in the same spirit that we used to be in, man. All right, and he took you, he picked you out of the bunches of millions and billions of Jakes throughout the earth, man. Okay, to bring forth his truth. All right, Isaiah 42:9, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. It says, before they spring forth, I tell you them. And who does he use, okay, to tell you these certain things? Okay, he uses the prophets, man. Okay, he uses, okay, you men, okay, that go out and cry. Okay, he uses, you true believers, you that fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, let me get one more before I go in here. Because guess what? The grand finale is coming. So I got to get this. The grand finale is coming because now it's very famous that the Lord delivered us from Egypt. Okay, but now in this Egypt, okay, it's going to be talked about in the kingdom, man. All right, this is Jeremiah 16:14. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that it shall be no more said that the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. It says, but Yahweh thy power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. What's the land of the north? That would be here, Babylon the Great. Okay, aka America. It says, and from all the lands whether he had driven them. You see, and that's not even in America, all throughout the four corners of the earth where he has driven us, man, because we're everywhere. Okay, and I will bring forth them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. There you go, man. Okay, so the Lord is going to bring us back into our land after he's gathered us, man. And right now, spiritually, he's gathering us throughout the four corners of the earth. He's gathering his men, okay, to wake up the rest of the sheep. All right, it's not a coincidence that you believe in this truth. It's not a coincidence that you start falling back from Esau Edom's system. You start despising this place. It's not a coincidence. It's because the Lord is withdrawing. He's pulling his true servants out of this place, man, spiritually. Okay? It says, behold, I will send forth many fishers. And that's what we're doing right now. We're tossing hooks spiritually, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks, right? Because we're going to receive spiritual powers, okay? The men of the Lord are soon about to receive spiritual powers to hunt, the powers of this world out of the earth, okay? Because they have a bill to pay, okay? The host of high ones that it speaks about in, in Isaiah 24 and the 20th verse on down, those high level, high banking, high ranking Edomites, okay, the Lord, they think they're going to fight against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but the Lord is going to, deliver his men, and then he's going to send them back down with those spiritual powers to hunt, okay? We're going to be hunting out of the holes of the rocks. We're going to have, superhuman abilities, okay? And we want that, okay? We want to be here when that happens, okay? So with that being said, that was just a quick one. Lord's willing, this is edifying. Call halayim la Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Habrakak Kodash. Until the next one. Shalom.